Sean, thanks for joining me out at the range. We're doing a little at the range interview here with Sean's Palmetto State Armory 6.5 CREEDMOOR. Now you bought this during the Christmas deal?
Yeah, the Black Friday deal actually.
Oh, Black Friday deal?
Yep.
Yeah. And so you got the upper, what length barrel is this?
That's a 20-inch. This is actually the same setup as they use for shooting the mile.
Nice hit!
Impact!
Woo!
Nice. Behind the scope.
I gotta go get.
I'm down here looking up it.
Good deal.
That's what I
There you go.
Thank
Awesome
you.
job, bud.
Appreciate it.
Awesome job. All right, table 2, you ready?
Except with a few modifications.
Pretty much the same firearm that Chad Wiley has, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, the 20-inch
With difference.
stainless steel. I'd say that's the heavy barrel profile.
Yeah, you pointed me into the right direction.
Yeah, I kind of told you which one to get tonight. So, I told him to get the 20-inch heavy barrel profile, stainless steel. The upper you got for, I think it was $450.
$450, yeah.
Yep, and then the lower, which really didn't have any bells or whistles on it, it's just pretty
No.
standard lower, and that was what, $230?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty crazy price for
Yeah.
an entry level 6.5 CREEDMOOR.
That can shoot a mile.
That could shoot a mile, yeah. And okay, so then you took the birdcage break off,
That I did.
and what do you have on here for a muzzle device?
Since I have a dead air suppressor, the Sandman L, I have a key mod brake on the end where that can attach. And it indexes on here. I gotta find a little notch here. Simple as that. And we put the can cover on so you don't see the mirage as the can heats up when you're shooting, especially when it's this cold.
Yeah. And we are using just standard factory ammo. We're not using reloads, right?
No reloads at this point. I believe I got the rifle sighted in the first day I took it out on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And what factory ammo are you using?
That is the Federal Premium Gold Medal Burgers, the 130 grain OTMs. And they're
Okay.
actually designed for gas guns. That bullet actually is.
Yeah. And then let's talk about your scope and your mount. So you put a 20 MOA one-piece cantilever mount on, a worn.
That's Creed. Yep.
Okay. And then let's talk about your scope. What's your scope?
Well, I would have liked to put a better scope on, but I have high-end scopes on a lot of rifles, so I went budget-wise this time with an Athlon Argos BTR 6-24 by 50, first focal plane.
Yeah.
And that is similar to the Vortex Diamondback Tactical 6-24 by 50.
And how much did the scope and the mount run you?
The mount was close to 100. The scope was about 330.
Okay. And then what other upgrades did you do? You upgraded the trigger, obviously the butt stock.
Yeah, I upgraded the trigger with a Geisley SSA enhanced trigger. I put that in. We got the Magpul Gen 3 PRS stock.
And you like that so far, right?
Oh yeah, I love the stock.
Yeah.
It's a little heavy. If you don't want weight, go with a Luther,
Yeah.
which I thought about doing, but
You're pretty much shooting from a bench anyway, so
yeah,
that PRS I think is the way to go, especially for the ease of use, adjusting the comb and all that. The Luth MBA 1, if you want a lighter butt stock, that would definitely be a route to go. But if it's gonna be strictly a bench gun, my personal opinion, I actually directed you towards getting this. I think you got that off Brown Owls, right?
No, I actually found a better deal. Can't remember where it was.
It was Arm and Ally. Was it Arm and Ally?
Something like that. It was $179.
Yeah. But other than that, well, it looks like you upgraded the charging handle.
Yes, that is a Seekins Precision DNA charging handle. I hate stock charging handles.
All right. Well, that looks really good. Is there anything else you want to? Oh, now you had some issues here initially, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right out of the box, right?
Yeah, since it's the holidays and stuff, I ordered this on Black Friday, the whole setup and all the parts. put it all together. I finally had an opportunity to go out on New Year's Eve to shoot. Well, it turned out to be a single shot.
Now it wouldn't lock back, right? On the magazine
bolt
follower?
carrier group would not hold back after firing, dropping the mag with the bolt carrier group back. It would drop the bolt carrier group. It would charge. What else was it? With the mag out, with the bolt carrier group, with the mag catch, I bumped the rifle. It'd just go off.
Oh my God.
It was a nightmare.
All right, so you kind of went through a little bit of hell and back to figure out what it was, and it ended up being something pretty simple, wasn't it?
It was something very simple. It was a quality control issue. I went on Facebook and posted questions about this on the Palmetto State Armory users forum.
Mm-hmm. Now this isn't the owner's forum. This is a user's forum.
This is the users
Yeah.
forum. I went on there and I'm like, well, what the heck? Because I've never had a 6.5 AR, so I didn't know where the mag catch or where the bolt catch should be on the bolt. If it goes off the bolt assembly face, like on a 308, because I have a DPMS SASS.
Mm-hmm.
And it's night and day between the two, the way they were holding the bolt back. This one was holding the bolt back off the bolt carrier group, and the DPMS was off the bolt face.
Yeah.
So I got on the users group, asked some questions, and from people commenting, you know, oh, the buffer tube, this and that, and it got me thinking, and I'm like, well, I'll tear down my DPMS and take a look at that buffer and look at the buffer in this.
And I'm gonna splice in a picture of what Palmetto State Armory initially sent as a buffer compared to what you put in, and that fixed your problem, right?
That it did.
Now,
Well,
was the one from PSA initially was too long or too short?
It's too long.
Too long. So you ended up putting your DPMS, which was shorter, and that fixed your problem.
We don't know yet. We're gonna
Yeah.
do some shooting and see.
Yeah,
if
we don't really know yet. This is where we're at in the storyline, right?
Yep.
Now, okay, so you did post in the users group, and Chad actually commented in a couple hours.
A couple hours later, Chad contacted me, reached out to me. We were chatting in the users group, and then
Just to let you know, Chad is the CEO of Palmetto State Armory, and he's pretty active in all those Palmetto State Armory groups. The users group, also the owners group, the AKV group, and the AK-47 group from Palmetto State Armory. I think it says a lot about PSA that the fact that the CEO is actually checking that out, and he was willing to help you out right away, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Did he message you, or did you message him?
He messaged me originally.
Oh, really?
That he did.
Within what, a couple hours of your
Within a
post?
couple hours on Messenger,
Yeah.
he sent me a private message, and because right now I have the buffer and spring for my DPMS in this,
Mm-hmm.
and talking with Chad, he's going to send out the proper buffer and spring for this.
Yeah. So hopefully this fixes your problem, right?
I'm 99% sure that this is the problem.
And we're obviously we're gonna find that out, and so will you. But that's pretty cool that he messaged you personally, I think, and
Yes,
I think it says a lot. Yeah. So, what other issues do you think you have with this? Now, you said the upper to lower fit wasn't exactly the best, right?
Well, it doesn't really bother me that much, but when I started having issues with the firearm, I started looking at every detail of this thing.
Yeah.
And on where they match up, you can't really see that well. The upper to lower on this side, it's in a little bit further.
Yeah. I mean, you got a little play there, but I mean, it's
a little plate.
I wouldn't say it's anything
And then on this other side,
extraordinary. I
you can
guess.
see the upper sticks out a little bit further, about 1 millimeter or 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully this fixes your issue. Let's take some shots and see how it goes, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, bud. All right, Sean, why don't you explain to what we're doing here? Now, we're somewhat going for groups, but not totally, right? Because we're still got to adjust for the can and the gas block, right?
That's correct. When I came out here on New Year's Eve, I got 10 shots down range to sight it in, which I believe it's sighted in pretty good. You know, shooting a single shot, being frustrated and stuff. But today, I'm probably going to do a group right away to see how it shoots. And then after that, we're gonna adjust the gas block to use the can. And once we get that dialed in, we'll shoot another group with a can.
Okay.
And we'll take notes of how I have to adjust the gas block for the can and without the can.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep track of where your brass is ejecting.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, so just to be clear for everyone here, Sean, you're shooting at 100 yards, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
You ready? Whoa. Huh. Looks like it needs to break in a little bit.
What's the group size look like?
Not
good?
3 shots look good, but yeah.
Well, at least your brass is ejecting perfectly. It's right at the, I would say right at 4 o'clock. So that's looking really good. Okay, so I am looking at Sean's brass here, his ejected brass. I'll see if I can get a little bit better picture on this out of the sun. And his brass is looking spectacular for reloading purposes. There's no cratering on the primers. There's a little bit of a dent in the case mouth opening, but nothing that can't be sized out, so that looks fine. I'm sure we could probably put some Velcro on the side of his brass deflector. There's no dents at all on the side of the case body, so that looks really good. So that looks spectacular for reloading.
Okay, what I did 1 full turn counterclockwise to see where the brass is going to eject before we put the can on.
Okay.
This is just 1 round to see where it's going to eject. And I'm shooting at the same point of aim here at the top target.
All right, so that ejected about, I would say, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Yeah, right on the bench there.
Okay. She's empty. We'll give her another half turn because we want her about 1 o'clock before we put the can on. So that's 1.5 turns so far.
And it is frickin' freezing out here, isn't it? Yeah. It is 15 degrees. It probably feels more like 10. It is definitely the northern woods of Wisconsin.
At least the wind has died down.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where this ejects.
So I'd say pretty much the same position. Right
Well,
at
let's go another half turn.
roughly 2, 3 o'clock.
The good thing with adjusting this gas block, those last 2 shots were in the bullseye.
They were, huh?
Okay, so that's 2 full turns counterclockwise.
Pretty much the same position there.
Alrighty.
Never goes the way you think it's going to go, does it?
Yeah, well, that's 2 full turns counterclockwise. Let's see where she ejects with the can on. And with this can on, from where it's sighted in, it'll probably drop 4 to 8 inches. So I'm still going to aim at the same top target here.
Oh, that ejected more like 1 o'clock.
Where did that eject?
Let's see. It was over the railing here. Yeah, right there. So that was like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, about 1 o'clock.
And the bolt locked back?
The bolt did lock back. I'm gonna have to give her another half turn. Now I normally run superlative arms, adjustable gas blocks that have bleed off. So that is what I'm going by this because I'm not really sure if this is a bleed off or not.
Yeah. So you're going lefty loosey, right?
Yeah,
And you're how much of a turn are you doing right now?
another full turn, so that's 3 full turns,
Okay.
counterclockwise.
Still same. It's crazy. Went over the rail about 1 o'clock.
So what I have to do is I'm going to have to go back 3 rotations clockwise and then another 1 or 2 to make the hole smaller.
Yeah. How's your accuracy so far?
I don't really know, there's a couple of holes down there. One, 2, 3. So I went 4 turns clockwise to bring it back to the original 3 I went counterclockwise. So I went an additional turn clockwise to make the hole for the gas port a little smaller. This should take care of the issue. All right, let's see where this ejects. Using a can, so I don't need that really. All right, let's aim at the bottom target since there's a couple holes there.
All right, that's more like it. That's perfect right there.
Really?
Yep, right at 3 to 4 o'clock. So that was perfect. So just to give you an idea where that ejected. So here's Sean, and it ejected perfectly right at about 3 to 4 o'clock.
So it was one full turn clockwise to get it to eject properly with the suppressor. And if I shoot unsuppressed, I'll have to go one turn counterclockwise to shoot unsuppressed.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna end up getting a gas block with bleed off, so you don't have to do that, right? Or
Well, either way you still do, but I can shoot this without the can. Actually, let's do that because it should eject about 1 or 2. Because there's some manufacturers that make ARs with their gas blocks
yeah,
unsuppressed where they eject about a 130 position. So when you put a can on, the pressure, the additional pressure from the can, it'll eject at 3 o'clock or 3:30.
yeah. And be honest with you, you're gonna have the can on regardless most of the time, anyways. And
Yeah.
at 3, 4 o'clock's perfect, and without it, if it ejects at 2, big whoop, right?
Yeah.
No big deal.
But for video purposes, we'll shoot it without the can and see where it ejects.
Yeah, why don't we
with
try
one full
that?
turn clockwise.
Just curious of where it ejects.
Or the bottom target, and it should be dead on. So then I'll have just a little shift with the can, hopefully.
Yep, and it didn't cycle though.
And it held back?
Didn't
Oh,
cycle.
it didn't hold back. Okay.
Like I said, it never goes the way you think it's gonna go, bud.
Well, it's good that I took that shot, so we know. Suppressed, I can leave it where it is. If I shoot it unsuppressed, I'm gonna have to go one full turn counterclockwise.
Yeah.
And with the target, you can see at unsuppressed, she's low about 3 inches and left 3 inches. And unsuppressed, it's just about, it's on the bottom of the bullseye. So, since I'm going to be shooting suppressed most of the time, I'm going to adjust my scope. Oh wow. I guess I only loaded 4.
Well, what the hell, Sean? How's the group?
Yeah, it's good.
Is
You'll
it?
See it.
Huh?
First 2 shots were on top of each other. Next one was a little lower, and the fourth one was a little bit lower, but yeah, it's within an inch.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. Oh, except for the 5th shot, I guess I eliminated that flyer already, huh?
See, that's how he eliminates the fire. He just loads 4. All right. So, hey, you know, not too bad. Not too bad. I think this barrel needs a little bit of time to break in. Yeah, I would say that's about an inch and a quarter. It's definitely a little over an inch, but, you know, for first shots out of that barrel, usually new manufactured barrel needs some time to break in. All right, so I would say for first shots down the tube, I mean, what are you at now? Like 30, 40 rounds so far, right?
36 rounds exactly.
Yeah. So I think with any mass-produced firearm, you got to give that barrel some time to break in. I think that last 4-shot group is hovering right about 1 minute of angle. I think definitely with some reloads and maybe tweaking out your gas block a little bit. I mean, you're running the can nonstop anyways. It's not like you're going to be running this without a can, right?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think for the first journey out to the range with the Palmetto State Armory 6.5 CREEDMOOR, it's pretty successful. I think that the different buffers fixed your issue,
Yeah.
which Chad said he's setting you the correct buffer, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, good. Was there any other things you want to mention there, Sean, before we head out here on this video?
Well, when I did get this, I was debating with my DPMS. I wanted a 6.5 CREEDMOOR gas gun. I looked through the options. I looked at a Savage MSR, the Black Rain Ordnance. None of them come with an adjustable gas block. And that was a selling point for me on this rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And the price is phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, the upper and lower you got for what, $700, right?
Yeah.
And then you put the buttstock on. That was another
180, 200.
200. Okay, so you're 900. Then you did the trigger. That was what, 150?
159.
Yeah,
So 160.
Yeah, 160. So you're a little over $1,000.
Yeah.
For just without the optics and the mount.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll keep you guys updated on Sean's 6.5 CREEDMOOR from PSA, especially once he can get some load developments done. And yeah, sounds good. Thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next video.